I'm not allowed to play the actual Olympics music. I think we'll get in trouble. We'll get hit by the IOC, but I can whistle it, can I? Live on the show right now from somewhere on the other side of the planet. I'll let our guest describe where he is hanging out. Jason Stodelle, welcome to Orthostatic. Welcome to the AOPT live stream. Jason, where do we get to talk to you from?
I am at Le Golf National in Paris, outside of Paris. Guyancourt, I think is how you pronounce the little town we're in, kind of just south of Versailles in Paris, France.
And if I had a nickel for every time I was south of Versailles, I would have no nickels. I would have no nickels. So Jason, you're joining us because, and let's set the stage here. What is your official position? What do you do there at Le Golf National?
Yeah, so my official position is chief physical therapist for the golf venue for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris.
And then who are you attached to? Are you attached to a U.S. team? Are you attached to the facility? How's this work?
Yeah. So I'll kind of to back up. So I'm with the International Golf Federation.
Okay.
And the reason that is so I can treat all of our athletes, Team USA guys, Spain, Colombia, you name it. And so to back up, this is my third Olympics. I got
Good for you.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know, the golf started back in the Olympics in Rio in 2016. So
right.
The original plan was we'd be part of the Team USA staff, but then Team USA said, well, if you go with us, then you can only treat the 4 Americans that are there. So the guys that I work with week in and week out on the PGA Tour are, from all over the country, all over the world. So, going under the IGF banner allows me to treat the, guys like Nico Echeverria from Colombia and John Rahm from Spain and all those guys. So that way we're not kind of handcuffed by the national governing body.
That's great. All right. So let's start with the big and then we'll go to small. We'll get to the nitty gritty details, right?
Yeah.
But how's the trip been? Like, this is your third, but I'm guessing something like this doesn't really get old.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is kind of what keeps me coming back, So I feel like this is the first kind of normal Olympics I've been to. And by that, I mean, Rio golf was new. So nobody kind of really knew what was going on. A brief history lesson. So golf was in the 1906 Olympics, and then it was kicked out until 2016. So 110-year absence. And then they brought it back. So obviously it was new kind of for everybody. It was an awesome experience, but a lot of room for improvement. And then fast forward, what ended up being 5 years later because of COVID, Tokyo in 2021. I was fortunate to be called back to work that one, and that was all about COVID. I mean, all of our treatments and protocols and everything that were in place.
Sure.
Japan was on full lockdown at the time, to the point where it was like, we might not even go. Like maybe the athletes would go and just compete and not have access to our services. So fortunately, kind of cooler heads prevailed and things settled down a little bit. And so we were in Tokyo, and I literally was like hotel to golf course to hotel 17 days in a row.
Wow.
No sightseeing, no other venues, no other sports to watch. So we got the PTs and the docs got to know each other pretty well during those weeks. And so, fast forward to 2024, it's been awesome. A lot of planning obviously that goes into something like this. But kind of really the first sort of normal Olympics I feel like I've been to.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So recording this, we're talking on August 6th, right? And the Olympics, it feels like it's just nonstop Olympics.
Yeah.
2 weeks, right?
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is. I'm a geek,
and
I'm a complete Olympics geek. I love, I was a swimmer. I love triathlon. I love the sports people know about. I also love the sports that like handball, table tennis. Where else are you going to get invested like this on the edge of your couch from two people from countries you've never been to, just wailing away at a table tennis ball? And it's the Olympics, and it highlights all the things that are good. But because it feels like nonstop, what is golf like? Because it's not just one tournament, right? It's a couple different formats. How's it work?
Yeah, so we obviously cover the men's tournament, which was last week, and then the women's tournament starts tomorrow. So it's 60 players on each side. So 60 men played last week, and then 60 women are teeing up tomorrow. To be honest, like this again, Tokyo, no real fans. This was kind of the first big one, and it felt like a Ryder Cup, man. It was awesome. Some of the videos I shared with you, maybe we can get to them, but yeah, there you go. I mean, it was like It was ridiculous. It really felt, and I've worked, probably 30 or 40 majors on the PGA Tour and Masters and US Opens and stuff. And this was as big or bigger as any of those. And, similar to a Ryder Cup type atmosphere where there's a lot of, national pride that we don't get to see oftentimes in golf. It was absolutely electric. And I think, the women will probably be very similar. They sold just as many tickets, as my understanding, for the women's event. So, I'm going to expect more to come. I think it's been, a huge success for the IOC and for the Olympics and for fans, really.
What's something that surprised you, maybe either at your first Olympic Games or now that, maybe someone looking at from the outside in might not see?
Yeah, the national pride is something that we don't always see on the PGA Tour. And to back up, my main job is with the PGA Tour, traveling week in, week out with those guys. So obviously golf is a very individual sport, the other 51 weeks out of the year. So, really the sense of national pride, these guys aren't getting paid to be here.
Right.
They're doing it for the pride and watching Scotty win his gold medal was spectacular. So, that kind of, I guess, maybe not surprised me as much as just, I didn't really expect it. That was kind of a cool thing. And probably, the fans that watched on Sunday was as good of a finish as we've had on tour in a long time, with all it was a loaded leaderboard and obviously guys are fighting for medals. And, the big thing I think with the Olympics is first place is cool. Gold medal is awesome, but they're fired. Like Hideki won the bronze medal. He was fired up just to get a medal. I remember when Matt Kuchar won the bronze in Rio, he was like, man, this is the most excited I've ever been to finish third. That's the idea is leaving with some hardware, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze, it's all cool.
Yeah, it's a different stage. A lot of events, right? The PGA Tour schedule, I've talked to someone about this before. It's crazy when you think about it. But the Olympics only show up every 4 years.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's, that sort of scarcity makes it even cooler, which is if you got one, it's like, how many shots do you have in a lifetime to play for one and win one? So it makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah. I mean, on the men's side, there's literally 3 gold medal winners ever.
That's it. Yeah.
So they're in a very small group there.
All right. We got a quick video I'm going to snap up there.
Yeah.
You might need to unmute yourself if you want to talk over the video, if we want to become commentators. So once I start playing the video, it might mute you. So I'm going to play this tee off video that you have.
Yeah, so I think that's Tommy hitting his tee shot. So Tommy ended up winning the silver medal.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the first tee.
That's a bomb.
Yeah, they were hitting bombs all week, baby.
I mean, these guys are just used to it, but if I've got 2 people with me on the tee box, I'm nervous I'm going to hit somebody. These guys got people right down the pipe, but that's every single day. That's every single round, every single week for these guys. What's your schedule like as a PT? I mean, right now you're in the facility. We'll take a look at that in a second.
Yeah.
But what do you look like? We'll get into the more nitty gritty PT stuff. Are you available the entire 17 days or whatever it is? And then where are you during the match and all that?
Right. So I got here early just because this is my third one. I was in charge of making sure we had what we needed.
Sure.
So again, we'll show you in a minute, but we're set up in what's normally the French National Golf Academy. So equipment wise, they were already loaded. It's been awesome. The athletes loved it. We brought a bunch of stuff ourselves too, like, treatment wise, but as far as like the equipment goes, it's been perfect. So my schedule, I got here 2 weeks ago today. So like a full week before the men started, my wife came with me, so we got to spend a little bit extra time in France and Paris before I had to really get down to the nitty gritty. But I started seeing guys on Saturday, a week and a half ago, which is usually a little bit earlier than what we normally would. And again, just to make sure everything was set up and stuff. So starting Saturday, I started seeing guys, and then Sunday, the rest of the staff got here, and then we were full go Monday morning. We started hammering guys out, and guys started coming in and work out. A bunch of our guys actually played in Minnesota the week before just because they're still trying to lock up their tour card. So and we had one guy, Steven Yeager, a German player. He didn't get in until he had some flight issues and stuff. So he didn't get in until Wednesday afternoon. But most of the guys you're up and running full go Monday morning. So then, during a week, for us, a week is like Monday to Sunday kind of thing. So it's a little bit different this week. But we've been 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., pretty much all the way through. We stagger a little bit based on, some of us got tickets to go to see some other stuff. So, we stagger and stuff, but basically 12-hour days for 7 days in a row. And then the ladies are playing this week, and we can go through our staff here in a little bit. But yeah, there you go. There's John Rahm with our guys. Yeah. So those are our 3 physical therapists that were here last week. Myself there on the left, then Pete Mitchell from the UK. He's from Scotland on the European tour. And then John, and then Corey Hugg is another therapist from our staff. So Corey actually went home. There we go. There's Scotty.
Who's this?
Winner, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that hardware. Yeah. So yeah, it was awesome. Scotty lit it up. I think he shot a 62 on Sunday, or 63, maybe 62, I think, to win it.
I shot a 71 last week. Then I played the back 9. Badoom.
Right. There you go. Right. There you go. Yeah.
I mean, you've got to worry about muscle strain just from his facial muscles walking around smiling, because he's going to take a million pictures, right?
Yeah, I know. He did, and he sought us out afterward, make sure we got our pictures in.
Oh, that's great.
We're a small cog in the wheel, but we feel like we were involved and win that gold medal too.
We actually, there was a great tweet by Missy Elliott. You didn't think I was going to connect the Olympics?
Right.
Missy Elliott. Did you see? Okay, the tweet.
I did not see it. No.
Somebody was side stage. Somebody on Missy Elliott's team was on side stage and videotaped her physical therapist sort of doing just this crazy dance along. And I think it highlights that. I think golf professional athletes, they recognized, hey, having my physical therapist, having a team physical therapist was terribly valuable. Now Missy Elliott is saying, I want to stay on tour. How do I do that? She's got a PT on tour. So these PTs, he's seeking you out to make sure you get a little gold medal time. We're past the point where they understand the value, right? We're past that.
Absolutely. And I think, as obviously golf has gotten more and more athletic as the years have gone on with the Tiger effect and everything. We can talk more about that too, but the more athletic it gets, I think the bigger role we play in their daily routine, so a guy like Scotty or Xander, I think I counted, we saw like 48 out of the 60 guys over the course of the week. So, it's pretty much, if you're a top player, you have a team around you, of which, we're a small part, but I think the reliance on services like we provide are becoming more and more important.
And you got the outliers, the John Daly's of the world, but we won't. Yeah. But some people just are naturally can do whatever.
No, John needs us too.
Yeah, I bet. So let's talk nitty gritty. So we've seen like a fraction. We on purpose. If you're watching the video and not just listening to the podcast, you're sitting in the area where you have everything that you would probably need. So can we just take a look at what's behind you? What do you got on?
So let me. Can I flip it around here?
Yeah.
How's that look?
That's great.
Like, all right. So So I'll do a little walking tour here. We'll see everything. But so like I said, this is French National Golf Academy, and this is as good access for junior golfers as you're going to find anywhere in the world, probably. So I was talking to the head guy here. They have a physical therapist on staff full time normally, when we're not here. They have 2 trainers and then I think 4 coaches. And so the French kids are here. They live here, I think, and they like go to school here and stuff.
Sure.
So this is about as good as it gets facility wise. And we moved our treatment stuff up here too.
Squat racks. I'm seeing a heavy bag. I'm seeing speed bikes. I'm seeing rowers.
Right.
This is not your grandpa's golf conditioning. This is, what's the difference between this and some NCAA D1, football facilities? There's not a whole lot of difference.
Right. You're not kidding. And if you'd have been in here, Saturday, Sunday morning when our guys were, trying to win medals, you'd see the racks getting used. You'd see guys back squatting 225s and throwing these kettlebells around, just getting after it with medicine balls and everything else. And a lot of people are surprised to hear that the golfers, lift as much weight as they do, and especially the week of a tournament. But I'm telling you, it's really changed as it's gotten more athletic. The guys feel like if they're not doing it, then they're probably getting lapped.
Yep. All right, so we've seen inside. Can we go back and take a look? We want to see gold is nice. We're looking at green. I want to see some green.
So I'm going to walk around. So we got our coverage here.
There you go. So that's happening down the street.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And we'll walk around this way. We have a cold plunge. We actually have 2 cold plunges for the guys and the girls. The guys use the heck out of these. So walk around the corner here. This thing is cold, bro.
Yeah.
So it's at 7.7 degrees Celsius, whatever that converts to, like probably in the 40s. And then walking around here, treatment area. One athlete's getting treated, so I can't show you in there, but
that's okay.
And then here's the tournaments for won and lost right here, bro.
Wow.
There's the range.
Oh, you're standing where there's the range outside. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So they can hit, when it's academy time, they can hit off these mats here, but our players are hitting from down there. There's nobody on there right now, but yeah, you can see all the divots and stuff.
Wow. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. You see the signage. So then the golf course is right up above the little hill there. So,
how long until tee off for the next for the women?
Yeah, they tee off tomorrow morning. So I think first off is 9:00. I think is what I saw.
That's fantastic.
So they tee off between 9 and 1, something like that.
What else didn't we get a chance to talk about? You think other PTs typically when they find out who you are, what you get to do, what are their questions? But like, hang on a second, what about this? What about this?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. So we've gone to field hockey, some of the other events. Some people are interested in hearing. I got tickets. I'm fired up. So I have 3 kids, and they're all super all in on water polo.
Yeah.
So they play club and high school water polo. So I'm going to watch Team USA play the quarterfinal match against Australia tomorrow. If they win that, then they're in medal contention. So I'm fired up about that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try to swing over to see beach volleyball, which if you haven't seen that venue, that is absolutely spectacular with the Eiffel Tower in the background. So I think we might try to go see that on Friday. So those are the events I'm trying to get to.
Good for you. Good for you.
I'm trying to think what else do PTs want to know?
I mean, I think you've covered a lot of it. I think they'd want to know, equipment and schedules, and we talked about that. Jason, last thing we do on the podcast from AOPT is called Words of Wisdom. If someone was out there, maybe they were a PT student or they're early in their career and they're saying, what do I need to do? What little practice drill do I need to do now as a PT to get to LA or, several Olympics beyond?
Yeah.
What are some things you typically suggest?
Yeah. I think, number one for a new grad PT is work hard and don't stop learning. I think as a new grad PT myself, like I don't know if I was too cocky or what, but I sort of figured like, all right, I'm done with PT school. I'm ready to go. And then you don't really know what you don't know, until you get out there and start seeing patients. And for me, it was, I went back and did the orthopedic residency after I graduated, a couple of years after, but, don't stop learning. And I can tell you if I happened to have gotten hired onto the PGA Tour without doing the residency, I'd have been lost. I probably would have lasted, half a season. So just keep learning, go to conferences, network, do that kind of stuff. As far as professional sports going, I give a lot of talks on, to PTs, students and new grad PTs about getting into professional sports. It's not for everybody. The hours, like I mentioned, they're a bear. The travel's a bear, and it sounds cool and stuff, but when you're missing connections in Detroit and stuff, it's not as glamorous as you might think.
Right.
But I mean, if you're willing to put the work in, just, network and get on LinkedIn. You and I are linked up on LinkedIn and get to know people. And I try to answer as many students' questions as I can on LinkedIn. And I don't get to all of them all the time, but just keep networking and the opportunities will come, and don't be afraid to work hard, keep your head down and get the work done and put the time in, and the athletes will appreciate it. And next thing you know, you're on the tour for 16 years like me.
Love it. Jason Stodelle live from La Golf Nacional in just outside of Paris. Appreciate the time. Good luck to the second half of this competition with the females teeing off tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I think that's like 1 o'clock midnight on the West Coast where I live. So
they do a little tape delay, which is good. So we don't miss anything,
good. Right. That's perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. Jason, hey,
check them out.
Thanks so much for the insight and a little peek behind the scenes for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.